Good morning and welcome back to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have two people from GALA, the galleries at LynnArts. We have Annette Sykes, the gallery director and founder, and Caitlyn Yvonne. Is that how you say it? Yes. The new board member, or the newest board member at GALA. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So I will ask you, Annette, as the founder, how did GALA come about? What was the idea?
So almost exactly 4 years ago, a group of artists got together and decided to take GALA into the nonprofit realm. And GALA was, the LynnArts Gallery was about to close. And the Lynn Museum couldn't take it any further. And they came to me and asked if I would be interested. I thought, gee, I don't know if I can do this. And a bunch of artists got together and said, well, let's do it together. And so here we are 4 years later.
Yeah. I love that, because arts, they are really an important thing. And I'll ask you, Caitlyn, as the newest board member, how did you first get involved?
Tia Cole made me make art.
Okay.
She made me make art. She made me bring it into the gallery for the Spring Fling show. Somehow in that first show, I got dragged into doing the raffle for that. I had no idea what was going on. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. And I've been with them ever since. And that was one of the very first shows. And 2020 kind of was a little rocky, but once I moved back to Lynn, I dove headfirst into the open studios for last year. I was just a week before, I was like, Annette, is there still room? I'm jumping in. And it was my very first table show. And then after that, I was like, okay, we're home now.
Sweet. Well, I love that. I love the just jump in and do it attitude.
Just dove right in.
Yeah, just go for it. And you have a lot of things happening at the gallery right now. One thing that you mentioned was the Downtown Open Studios, which is the 19th. Yes.
The 19th is the Downtown Open Studios from 10 until 5. We're still looking for artists for that, so if you're interested, please give me a call. I can also say that we have a trolley for that day, and so that links us with the Lydia Pinkham building. They also have a ton of artists, and the Clay School is over there, and so for that day, we're linked together, and that trolley goes from 11:30 until 6 o'clock, so you're not going to be stranded. The trolley takes you all the way around, and it will take you back to your car at the end of the day. And then on the Sunday, the downtown does not participate, but the Lydia Pinkham, if you still need to do some shopping, they do have hours on that day as well.
And I know we can park, there's parking at Lynn English High School for free, and that's a 2-minute walk from the school to Lydia Pinkham, so you don't have to worry about parking on the side of the road.
That's definitely good, because I know street parking can be very hit or miss.
Yeah.
In both locations.
Yeah, right, because you're on Exchange Street, so you got street parking too.
So park at English, take the trolley.
So as a board member, what would you do for an event like this? Are you participating? Or?
I am participating. I will have a table at the gallery. I'm not sure which room in the gallery, but I will have my own table with my own work on it. I'll probably be doing some work during that as well. And then that's what I'm doing.
And we will have the members show up on the walls.
Yes.
We're having the art fair in the main gallery, the small gallery, and even going into the Black Box Theater.
Wow.
The gallery shop will be open, and my studio will be open, as well as a whole bunch of studios throughout the entire building.
So you're opening everything, and for your member show, you said you have 45 artists and 119 pieces of art. That's a lot.
Exactly.
That is a lot of art.
Yeah, and that show actually opens this Friday, and like our normal openings, we are back in full force.
Yes.
During the pandemic, we had to kind of cut back and not have some of the bells and whistles,
The sharing table with all the food and snacks, the open bar.
Exactly.
And this time around, entertainment, yes. And this time around, I'm taking over the bar this year, and there's so many people that are trying to like be sober, but want options to drink a pretty drink that's not a juice box. So every show I'm offering some kind of like special themed drink that's non-alcoholic for that. So
I love that idea because you're right. Sometimes people
want to be
they
fancy.
They want something that looks fancy.
exactly.
Yeah, you can go for the fancy.
And some of the entertainment that we usually have music.
Oh, there you go.
Joe Scahan is
Yep.
bringing a couple of his friends this time.
Isn't it like a
What is it
boogie
called?
funk?
Boogie
Boogie Bros.
Boogie Bros.
Boogie Bros, yep.
Yes. And
They're
so
a lot of fun.
they'll do a few sets, and then we have a young writer, Ellery Sanchez the second, is going to do a reading based on a photograph that he has submitted to the show. I don't know how old he is. He's young, middle school.
I think he's middle school.
Middle school.
Oh wow! I was thinking he was
like
a little
18
older.
or 22.
Yeah,
No,
He's on the younger end.
Yeah, and he and his father submit to almost all of the shows. Can I say all of the shows? I think I can say all of the shows.
I think so.
They're a father-son photography team, and they just go out.
On these adventures, find these beautiful places.
Yeah, and they have photography just everywhere.
That is so cool. I mean, that sounds like such a fun thing. And so you pull out all the stops for this, and then for the reception and the exhibit that will be opening. How long does it stay up? Like, how long could people come and see it for?
This one is a
This
6 week.
This one ends in December, mid-December. Normally they're like bi-monthly, right?
6 to 8 weeks is generally as long as the show lasts. This time, I think the pickup date is the 17th. So what is that? That's a 6 week show.
Yeah.
Oh, so people have a good amount of time to come see it, check it out.
Exactly. And then everything will also be available to look at online.
Oh, great.
So if you can't make it out for whatever reason, if it's you don't want to drive to Lynn, you can also look it up on the website.
And you can purchase things
You
online.
can purchase things online.
I was
as well.
About half
gonna
our
ask.
purchases are online usually, and,
Yeah.
and then we go ahead, and if you're out in Wisconsin, for example, and you see a piece that you love, we'll just ship it to you.
Yep.
Because I was gonna ask, and then where, if you sell a piece, if you sell things, where do the profits then go? Do they go towards the artist, the gallery? Is it a mix?
It's a mix. So for members, 75% of the sale goes back to the artist.
Great.
The other 25% does go to the gallery and, helps us keep the lights on and
Yep.
pay the rent and everything that needs to happen, to keep GALA afloat.
Yes.
And one of the last things I'll ask about is you said you're collecting, was it impressions and ideas about exhibits for next year, 2023? So how would people submit those?
So they can give us a call.
They can, call, email, Facebook, Instagram, just straight direct messaging, show up at a show.
Show up at a show, have a conversation.
Yeah.
We're going to have easels around the gallery on Friday night to, just write on a little Post-it an idea for a show or just program.
In general, how where you wish to see us going over the next year, what you want us to bring in, stuff like that.
I do. I definitely like the community engagement piece of it too. Ask what people want to see and see if you can do it. That's a great way to really connect with the community and get ingrained in it. And you also said you're always looking for new volunteers and members, so community engagement as well.
Absolutely. We are in the period of transition right now, and we have several spots on the board that have opened up, and
I snagged one of them real
new
quick.
board member, of course. And what that looks like is we invite you to come to a couple of board meetings. Yeah, like any nonprofit, you come to a few board meetings and you see if you like the vibe, if you like what's going on, and if you want to come and play our games. And honestly, it's
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a good group.
It is, yeah. And what ends up happening is I ask, what are you interested in doing? What are you interested in learning about? Do you want to do social media? Do you want to do fundraising? Would you be interested in learning how to install a show or photograph a show? Or there's lots
so many things.
to be done.
There's so many things.
And it's a great place to learn. We think of ourselves sometimes as a teaching gallery.
Yeah, I've learned so much since 4 years ago. It's ridiculous.
And I can't even imagine what would go into putting on, like in open studios like this, putting on an exhibit. I can't even imagine everything that goes into it. I'm thinking of some of this stuff, but there's probably so much behind the scenes work.
It's a whole different world. I knew before I started actually helping put them together, I was like, oh, it's just a matter of hanging pictures on a wall.
Nope.
It is not.
But there's
It's
a lot
well
more.
worth it. Well worth it, but it is a lot of work.
Well, I said I want to thank you again for coming in and talking about it, publicizing it, because I've been there a few times and it's a great place. I definitely want to go back and see it again.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
And it's a great place to meet friends. It's a great place to build your own creative process. It's a great place for inspiration.
Exactly.
You know, one person starts talking about their project, and all of a sudden you have 30 different ideas, different directions in which to take your own projects.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Inspiration from other people, which I always have loved. I said thank you again for coming on. It was great to talk to both of you.
Thank you.
And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This is the Lynn Lowdown, and we will see you next week with more guests.